are the most intelligent reptile on the planet. They are an extremely social animal. They will always prefer to be with other tegus or a person than being alone. I choose not to kill the tegu. That's an option. In the state of Florida, tegus are considered a non-native invasive species. They can be killed on sight. And there are people doing exactly that right now. What I do is remove and rescue tegus from the wild that are going to be euthanized by a state program to eliminate the tegus in South Florida.
There's always going to be controversy. Reptiles got a bad rap, and that's where we're trying to help change the perspective of reptiles. Reptiles always been portrayed as evil throughout history. We're trying to change that. They're not. They're not like a cat or dog, but in a way they are. They're just another pet. And if they're treated right, they can be a very good pet. They're intelligent. They know. They know the people. They know who's here. And it's the work. It's going to be in progress, change the people's outlook on them.
Some people are just completely against reptiles in general. We're at a crossing point with the media in that many people get their entire mindset about tegus from what they see on television. You know, most people, if they knew, if they could spend time with a tegu and talk to the owner, and you know, they'll come around. But there is a percentage of our population that just absolutely does not like reptiles of any kind, period.
Those tegus I can't stand. I'm an environmentalist too, and I'm afraid of what I see and the things that I know now because of Rodney. The first time I saw one was after Rodney had done a documentary, and I was looking at it, and I saw the lizard, but didn't think much of it. And then a few months later, I saw one here on the property. So I'm not very fond of tegus.
They're just such a fine animal once you cross the line where they trust you and you have built a bond with that animal. That's the part of the tegu that I think it's important that everyone understand is these are not really aggressive, nasty creatures that should be killed. It's not their fault. They did not ask to be here. They don't belong here. So it falls to the Florida Fish and Game, Fish and Wildlife Commission to protect our natives. And that is a big job. The most efficient way to deal with tegus here is to simply trap them and kill them.
What do I think about the control methods that the state's using by euthanizing the tegus? I think it's wrong. If you catch a feral cat, you usually take it, and they take it to the animal shelter, and they try to adopt it out and save a life. Just because it's a reptile and it has a bad reputation doesn't mean that it needs to be killed. The best method of taking out the wild population is probably to have reptile enthusiasts like myself or members of the Herp Society go out and group field trips, catch them, because we also have chameleons that have flourished here that are not native, that are breeding. And a big chunk of the population has been taken out because people will go out and collect them to either keep them as a pet or resell them in the pet industry. Their behavior as a pet versus their behavior in the wild is going to fluctuate greatly depending on which species you have. The Argentine tegus are more docile and more commonly seen as a pet. In captivity, you can see them like puppy dogs.
These aren't just tegus or reptiles, they're pets, they're our pride. We take a lot of pride in our reptiles. I'm passionate about these guys.
It's a 24-hour job.
It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're out here sometimes 3 in the morning collecting eggs during breeding season. We do a lot of our own doctoring. It's a passion. It's not a job or a business, it's a passion.
once we find out where there's tegus, you know, it's the thrill and it's the excitement of somebody who loves reptiles to be able to go out in Florida and catch an animal that's down from South America and be able to catch it and bring it home.